Alright guys, this is going to be the last game of the night. This is the conclusion between Dignitas Bischu and Startail Curious. And this is it. It is 1-1 in the series so far. Bischu is going to be the yellow Protoss at the top left-hand corner of Crevasse, and Startail Curious is going to be the red Zerg at the bottom left-hand corner. We do have somewhat close spawns here on the ground, and looking forward to seeing the final conclusion here of this series.
It's the final countdown. Nothing? I got nothing from that? I got nothing from that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know that song.
Reference. No, I don't.
Oh my God! HE has just revealed publicly on stream he doesn't know what the final countdown is. You not watch Arrested Development? It was the best use of that song ever. No. Joe came out, did his illusions.
Anytime Pain User gets in here and he starts talking about movie quotes or TV show quotes, I had given him like the most blankest face.
That's why Pain User lost me, because I pick up on all his movie quotes. I was raised around movies and television, so.
I'm gonna have to start watching more movies and TV then.
You
know what I did as a kid is I used to just watch cartoons all the time. So if you make references to cartoons, I'll know what's up.
All right, I will keep that in mind. That's actually good to know. So,
anyways, it's the final game of the night, guys. Final game of the series: Bischu versus Curious. Only one player can advance forward in the qualifiers, and keep in mind, either one of these players is very likely to be at the main event in Atlantic City. They're both incredibly good players. So you're looking here at a possible situation where either player may end up getting knocked out and you won't see him at Atlantic City. This is a long and hard journey. It's an arduous road for either player. We did just have a pylon blocking the hatchery, though.
I love it.
I know, man. This is punishing the Zerg for going for the 15 hatch.
Yep, and it looks like Curious is just going to jump ahead and take out the expansion, which has a couple of conditions along with it. It's a lot harder to protect. You have the big... I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's a forge coming up. A forge! So it looks like Bischu is going to continue doing some damage with cannons here in a little bit.
Double expand?
No, I think...
No, he's feigning the expansion right now because he doesn't want the probe to see that hatchery that's going up on the outside. Nice play. But, you know, at the same time, Bischu's getting a forge. Yeah, so this is really curious.
You thought that Curious? Oh,
it's really curious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, you would have thought that Bischu would have recognized the timing of the spawning pool and realized that there was still an expansion up.
He sees it.
Oh, he does, and he's going to drop down a couple of pylons. Look at this. This is cute. He's going to be able to drop cannons right here, protected by this pylon on the high ground. He's also going to be able to drop units or structures down here. So he has a lot of options for putting these cannons in place, but he's got to hope that this kills this base because he is committing a ton of resources into this.
Oh, let me tell you something right now about this pylon cannon tactic. It's so hard for Zerg to stop. In fact, there's already a Zealot up in the mix. The cannons are being warped in behind the mineral line at the hatchery. I honestly don't know if Curious can deal with this, and he cancels the hatchery. This is why you just cannot 15 hatch against Protoss. It's literally impossible, and now he's kind of going for the delayed hatchery. His build order obviously leagues and leagues behind the Protoss now.
Well, and he's got a couple of things going for him, though.
Does he?
Bischu has two pylons sitting out in the middle of nowhere that he's not really going to be able to utilize because he doesn't even have his cybernetics core up. Essentially, this just turned into a pretty typical expand after the Queen and Zerglings came out. So Curious is hurt. Don't get me wrong. He didn't want to have to cancel the hatch after it was so long underway, especially getting the delayed spawning pool and stuff like that. But I've got to say, Bischu losing the 200 resources in these pylons, potentially going to lose these two Zealots right now, and he doesn't have his cybernetics core up yet. He's not exactly in the best position either.
I guess you could argue that point as well. It looks like, yeah, he is going to lose those two Zealots. So Curious does end up getting a little bit of control over his front door. Not bad at all from Curious. You know, the thing here is, the one thing that really helped him was the fact that Bischu didn't get those cannons up earlier. Yeah. If Bischu had saw the hatchery going up at the outside a little bit earlier, those cannons probably would have started happening way earlier, and that might have been more devastating to Curious. So you know, as it stands, I can see both sides right now. I can see both players getting right back into this game and falling right back into a macro mode. We do have the cybernetics core, like you said, finally going up. Very delayed, in fact. But the thing here is Bischu can sit back on those two bases because he has that base on the inside. So oh my God,
it looks like the Zerglings are forcing their way through.
No, they're getting in.
Oh, they are going to get a full scout at least. They're going to see double gas down. They're probably going to be able to see the expansion here in a bit, and they're denying mining. So unfortunately, were those just not on hold position? Was there a tiny little gap that they were able to push those units? I'm not sure.
Oh man.
But wow.
That was pretty incredible. Those Zerglings were like, I want to get in, I want to get in. They popped in one at a time. Not bad right there from Curious. He gets a full scout off, no doubt. The most important thing about this is seeing that Nexus up, so now he knows that Bischu is trying to play macro and not going to come at him with a bunch of stuff. So he still has 2 Zerglings alive as well. Overlord's still perched really well right inside the Protoss main at the same time. And it looks like Bischu still doesn't have a response for those 2 Zerglings.
No, he's got his sentry coming up now, and that's actually, he's producing the first unit that can hit air at 7.5 minutes into the game. He loses yet another probe. It looks like he may lose another one as well. Yes, he does. That's a total of 5 workers that have been killed simply because he didn't wall efficiently enough. He lost mining time on top of that. It sets his tech farther back as well. And at the same time, Curious is taking another hatch. This looks so good for him.
Yeah, well, on this map, too, you can take that 3rd hatch really quickly because it's so... it's such a big map. Essentially, that you only have 1 exposed hatchery, and the other 2 in the back are really, really safe.
Yeah.
However, we do have a Stargate coming up for Bischu, so he's going to try to take right into the skies. I love this play. I mean, honestly, he has all the gas going for him. Yeah, I was expecting a double Stargate at this point because he hadn't chrono boosted Warp Gate at all. He doesn't have Warp Gate at all, period. He only has a single gateway. What route do you go from here? It's really only Stargate, and he is going to go for the double Stargate.
And we do have Roach Warren coming up now in addition to Layer Tech for Curious. So pretty predictable composition coming out of him. Pretty predictable path. Realized that he was in the lead, decided to expand his putting up a Roach Warren, and now he has, again, a lot of flexibility. Layer Tech is already in place, so when he sees the Stargate units, which he may in a bit, let's actually take a look at his vision. No, okay, he doesn't have an inclination of that quite yet. We'll see if he sacks this Overlord in a bit to go ahead and take a look at that. He is indeed sacking the Overlord in, but of course it won't see that. But yeah, so there we go. We already have a Spore Crawler coming up. Maybe he was detecting a little bit of a DT push afterwards or something. Not seeing the gateway technology. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little scared. He doesn't know what's going on right now, so he's just getting a Spore just in case because it defends against both the Dark Templar and against air units. So it's really a 2-shot wonder here. However, one really interesting thing we saw is Bischu getting the Phoenix first. Then he canceled the Phoenix and decided to build 2 Void Rays at a time. What that says to me is he is not planning to go into a harass mode. He's planning to go into I'm gonna kill you and win mode right now. He's chrono boosting double Stargate, Void Rays. He's got a lot of he's potentially going to have a lot of Void Rays on the map, and he's going to try to win the game outright. However, Curious has 3 hatcheries, so he can produce queens 3 at a time.
When he sees the Void Ray.
Yeah, that's big.
Yep, absolutely. We'll see how quickly it takes for the Hydralisk Den to come down. I expect that momentarily. There it is. Hydralisk Den on the way. We have a couple of Spore Crawlers down already, and those Void Rays are not exactly the fastest units in the world, so it's going to take a while for them to move over, and by then, Curious should have a pretty good anti-air defense in place.
Yeah, actually, that Overlord right there was pretty huge. It saw the Void Rays, and now Bischu is... the geek is up. The double Stargate Void Ray isn't going to really do that much damage at all. There are several queens on the map. The creep is spread very well between all 3 bases. There are only 3 Void Rays coming out right now. They're going to be backed up by 2 Phoenixes as well. So it's a sizable air force, but you know, with the Spore Crawler already there, I just don't see it winning the game. And the Spore Crawler is shelling away at the Void Ray. Bischu needs to be careful.
There he goes.
Gets it out of there just in the nick of time. He ends up killing the Spore Crawler, in fact. No additional queens coming, however, there are 11 Hydralisks about to pop out of those eggs.
And it looks like they're not going to continue going after the hatchery. They're going to take the queen kill instead and then start going after drones. And yes, those Hydras are starting to pop up, but it looks like the hatchery may go down. At the same time, we have a Roach counterattack going on.
Beautiful play from both players right here. The Zerg player, Curious, realizing, hey, I've got all these roaches. I can't really do anything with them at all, so I might as well just barrel them down the front door. However, Bischu gets a sentry out. Where did that sentry come from? I didn't even know where it was. I guess he had him out for a while there because they have a lot of energy, but he force fields the ramp. Big play right there. However, those destructible rocks can be destroyed, opening up more pathways for those roaches to attack through that front ramp. But the Void Rays are now camping over the roaches, which have burrowed underneath the Void Rays.
So are we going to have any other detection besides? Okay, there we go. Finally, there's a Robo coming out. I was wondering. I figured he knows Burrow is out. He's got to do it pretty soon here. Looks like these air units still have pretty good control of the map. A few Lings are out as well to go ahead and support these roaches. Roaches pop themselves up to take one more shot at the destructible debris.
Sure, why not?
And of course, that Void Ray is going to ward them off for a little while longer. But let's see here. Curious is on 2 base now, essentially, versus his 3 base opponent. Oh, he's going to walk in here with the Hydras, though, and the Phoenixes fly over. One goes down.
Dude, right now Bischu needs to get a Colossus out ASAP. I mean, that's like the one unit he needs immediately, because he's actually in a sticky situation right now. He has all Air Forces, doesn't have anything to deal with Hydralisk. The only reason he hasn't lost this game yet is because he's using his Air Forces to keep the Hydralisk in the back defending.
Right.
If those Hydralisks decided to walk out across the map and attack right now, I don't know if Bischu could survive, because that's a lot of Hydras. However, Bischu has a lot of Phoenix.
Yes.
So it's kind of a situation right here. Look at how many Hydras there are. That's over 12 Hydralisks right now on the map, and it looks like they are pushing out right now. Curious realizing, hey, if I push out here, I have a chance to win. But the Phoenix intercepting the Hydras. That is a lot of Phoenix, and they are going to pick up most of the Hydras. But yeah, there's just too many Hydras, man. I think the Hydras will win.
Yep, and a bunch of Phoenixes went down, and you can just see his minerals going down the drain. Finally, an observer comes out and is able to spot the roaches. Those are going to have to move away. Actually, no roaches are killed, though. The roaches finally moving away, joining this nice Hydralisk force that's making its way up from the front. And right now, Startail Curious is up by 60 supply. Killed a good portion of that Air Force. We see Bischu dropping down a bunch of emergency gateways. Looks like he's going to have a total of 7 gates.
Going Colossus.
No, he just wants to try and make as big of a gateway backbone as he possibly can, but he's going to have to defend a big attack. The destructible debris are down, and it looks like Curious is going to push his way in. Just a few Phoenixes left to lift off a few forces. Guardian Shield finally goes down, but these Hydras are sitting in the back and doing so much damage. Burrow goes down as well. And wow, it looks like Startail Curious is pushing through and doing an immense amount of damage, but Bischu is actually holding these units at the choke pretty well. With the way that we see the reinforcements coming in from Curious, it looks like he's going to be able to push his way in. Phoenix is lifting up more units, doing a lot of damage to light forces. And I don't think it's enough. Curious just has too much.
I think Curious has won the game. There's the GG. Curious is going to go on in the qualifiers for IPL 3, and Bischu is out of the tournament. What a play. That was so back and forth, man.
It really was.
At the end of the day, Curious was able to take that victory. I was shocked and awe. My jaw was about to hit the floor watching this game. I mean, there was just so many tense points. The Phoenix deciding to commit themselves into the Hydras. I mean, it was really, really close because, you know, the Phoenix can kill Hydralisk, but the Hydralisk can easily kill Phoenix as well. It's kind of a give and take.
Yep.
And I think that was a turning point for Bischu.
So congratulations to Startail Curious. He makes it into the round of 32, so we'll see more from him in the qualifiers as we go along.